Finance Minister Paschal Donohoe has just finished presenting Budget 2019 to the Dáil. It's one that he told us was both caring and sharing. But what does that mean for ordinary workers? Well, it means a £5 a week. Income tax cuts and changes to the USC mean that there'll be €5 extra in your pay packet. For those on social welfare, it'll be a similar story. The pension is going up by a £5, job seekers allowance going up by a £5, and a whole raft of payments in the social welfare area going up by a £5. The two big areas people have been focusing on were housing and health. In the area of housing, he's announced a €300 million affordable housing scheme that should, for at least 6,000 people anyway, see them get a house for cheaper than they might expect right now. There's also incentives for landlords to try and encourage them to provide long-term tenancies. The Department of Health is going to get €17 billion next year. That's the highest budget ever. Now, there is some good news within there. Paschal Donohoe has set aside money for 100,000 GP visit cards. That means free doctor services for 100,000 extra people. There's also a reduction in prescription card charges for those over 70, and the drugs payment scheme is going to have a cap of €124 next year. That's €10 less than it currently is. There was measures around Brexit, there was measures around justice, and measures around education. And all of this has to be paid for, and that's where two big flashpoints are likely to come out of this budget. The first is in the area of hospitality. The tourism VAT rate that has been at 9% since the recession is going all the way back up to 13.5%, and that is going to enrage both restaurateurs and hoteliers who are already considering calling for Tourism Minister Shane Ross to step down. The other area was a tax that isn't in the budget, carbon tax. It had been long flagged that the government would hit the price of petrol and diesel in this budget, but Paschal Donohoe has decided against that, figuring that he'll leave that aside for another year. Finally, one last measure, the old reliable, cigarettes going up by 50 cents means the average packet of 20 cigarettes will be €12.70 from midnight tonight, but for the drinker, he's left the price of a pint alone.